cases, I would be actually using the keyboard here right now. I just don't anticipate. You have to calculate how much typing do you anticipate. If I anticipate quite a bit, then I have a keyboard with me. And same with the embarrassing. I've accepted being the weirdo that I am, but when I go on an airplane and I anticipate to do programming or a lot of typing, I will have a laptop and I will pull out a Kinesis keyboard in addition to the laptop. And it's just who I am. You have to accept who you are. But also it's for a lot of people, for me, certainly there's a comfort space where there's a certain kind of setups that are maximize productivity. And it's like some people have a warm blanket that they like when they watch a movie. I like the Kinesis keyboard. It takes me to a place of focus. And I still mostly, I'm trying to make sure I use the state-of-the-art IDEs for everything, but my comfort place, just like the Kinesis keyboard, is still Emacs. When you think too much about the meaning of a glass and relevance realization of a glass, you don't necessarily get at the core of what makes music beautiful. So sometimes you have to start at the biggest picture first. And I think meaning of life forces you to really go to the Big Bang and go to the universe and the whole thing, the origin of life. And I think sometimes you have to start there to discover the meaning in the day-to-day. Isn't wisdom a process, not a destination? So trying to find, if you're a deeply faithful, religious person, you're also trying to find, right? So just because you have a place where you're looking, or a set of traditions around which you're constructing the search, it's nevertheless a search. And isn't so? I guess, is there a case to be made that this is just the usual human condition? I would actually venture to say that excitement is easier to label than truth, or is perhaps has lower consequences of failure. But there is perhaps the humanness that you mentioned. That's perhaps part of a thing that could be labeled, and that could mean an AI system that's doing dialogue, that's doing conversations, should be flawed, for example. Like that's the thing you optimize for, which is have inherent contradictions by design, have flaws by design. Maybe it also needs to have a strong sense of identity. So it has a backstory it told itself that it sticks to. It has memories, not in terms of how the system is designed, but it's able to tell stories about its past. So holding that perspective strongly, holding sort of maybe a controversial, at least a strong opinion. All of those elements, it feels like they can be learned because it feels like there's a lot of data on the internet of people having an opinion. And then combine that with a metric of excitement, you can start to create something that, as opposed to trying to optimize for sort of grammatical clarity and truthfulness, the factual consistency over many sentences, you optimize for the humanness. And there's obviously data for humanness on the internet. So I wonder if there's a future where that's part, or I mean, I sometimes wonder that about myself. I'm a huge fan of podcasts, and I listen to some podcasts, and I think like, what is interesting about this? What is compelling?
That Lex Sleepman, he's such an exciting interviewer. I listen to him all the time. In fact, I can't help but listen to him all the time because the YouTube algorithm keeps force-feeding his channel onto me. There is no escape from Lex Sleepman.
The same way you watch other games, like you said, play StarCraft or have Magnus Carlsen play chess. So I'm not a chess player, but it's still interesting to me. And what is that? That's the stakes of it, maybe the end of a domination of a series of wins. I don't know. There's all those elements somehow connect to a compelling conversation. And I wonder how hard is that to replace? Because ultimately, all of that connects to the initial proposition of how to test whether an AI is intelligent or not with the Turing test. Yesterday, goodbye.